Hello everybody, it is Sarah, and today we're going to learn how to make this heart keychain. This is all one piece. I didn't do these in two separate pieces. I work from the bottom and work all the way up, and I think it is much easier to do it this way. I looked up how to do it, and everybody does it in 3 different pieces. So we're gonna, none of that today. No sewing, nothing complicated. It's pretty easy. So let's get into it. I use a 4.75 millimeter crochet hook. You can probably use a 5 or a 5.5 if you wanted to. It's not going to make it that much bigger, but this is what I use. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, some stitch markers. It's good to have. I use one, possibly two. Any kind of keychain latch you would like. If you don't want to make this for a keychain, you don't have to. I also make catnip toys, and I don't even add this, and I just stuff it with catnip and cotton. So either one, it's good for catnip or a keychain. So optional. You are also going to need a darning needle for sewing in the ends and a little bit of cotton. Okay, so go ahead and grab any like red or pink or whatever color yarn you want to do your heart in. And we're going to start off with a magic ring and a single crochet of 6 inside that magic ring. So I always chain 1. Okay. So making sure you have 6. We're going to go directly into that first stitch right here, and we are going to do an increase. And go ahead and mark that first stitch so you don't get confused. There we go. And then you're going to do 2 single crochets, an increase, and then 2 single crochets. So we're going to do that twice. So 2, and then an increase, and then 2 single crochets to finish out the round. Okay, so for round 3, we're going to start off with 1 single crochet, and then an increase in the next one. And go ahead and mark that first stitch so you don't get lost. 3. So we did our first single crochet and our increase, and now we're going to do 3 single crochets. And then another increase. And as we go, you'll start to see the pattern form. And then I'm going to end the round with 2 single crochets. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, so for round 4, we're going to start off with 2 single crochets. Mark the round. And then we're going to do an increase. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 2. And then we're going to do another increase. And then finish out the round with 2 single crochets. All right. Looking good so far. See, it's starting to take shape. Okay, so starting on round 5, we are going to start with a single crochet of 3. Go ahead and mark that. And then we're going to do our increase. And then we're going to single crochet 5. And then do another increase. And then finish the round out with 2. And you can definitely see it's taking shape now. Okay. So round 6, I'm guessing you guys can see the pattern now, kind of how we're doing it. We are going to single crochet 4. 1, 2, I'm gonna mark that. Where'd my marker go? There it is. And then go ahead and do your increase. And then you are going to do 6 single crochets, and then your another increase. And I'm guessing you can see where this is going to go. One more, and then our increase. And finish the round out with 2. Okay, so for round 7, we're going to start off with a single crochet of 5. 4, 5. I forgot to mark that. Okay. And then go ahead and do your increase. And then you're going to do 7 single crochets. Increase, and then finish the round out with 2. Okay. Now I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to turn this inside out and go ahead and sew this. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to just take this and weave it inside here and pull it nice and tight. Okay, so for round 8, we are going to start off with a single crochet of 6. Mark this before I forget. So 1, 2, and then do your increase. And now you're going to do 8 single crochets. Then you're going to do your increase. And finish the round out with 2. We're now on the last round, and this is round 9, and we're going to start off with 7 single crochets. 2. If I can get it back in there, come on. Okay, then do your increase. And then we're going to do 9 single crochets. And then your increase. and then single crochet 2 to finish out the round. Okay, now we got the base of the heart done, and now we're going to work on the humps. Okay, so for round 10, we're going to be working on the right side of the heart. So you're going to chain, or I'm sorry, you're going to single crochet 1, and then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to skip 11. So 4, 10, 11. So this is number 12, and we're going to go directly into number 12 and do a single crochet. And go ahead and double check your count, make sure you counted right. Okay. Now if you want to, go ahead and mark that first single crochet you did before the chain 1. This is where we started. Okay, and go ahead and single crochet all the way around until you reach the stitch marker. Okay, at this point I am going to put just a tiny bit of this down into the center of it to keep it nice and separated for me. Kind of helps, I think. Okay, now we're going to do 1 single crochet in all the stitches around, but only one side of that chain 1 we did. So let's start off with the first one right here. And then you see the chain 1? We're going to do the back loop and do a single crochet in that. And the point of that is to leave this one open for when we do this side. So there's the first one, but don't get it twisted. This right here is that first crochet of that round, so don't skip that. Okay, so let's make sure that we mark that first stitch, right? So this is the opposite side, this is the chain 1, and this is the first crochet we did. Okay. Now go ahead and single crochet all the way around until you reach the stitch marker. Okay, I've already removed my stitch marker, and in case you're wondering, you should have 12 going all the way around here. So this last round right here, we are just going to decrease 6 times. So in case you're wondering how an invisible decrease does, you go in the front loops of the next 2 stitches, pull through, and then pull through those remaining. So there's 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this round off camera. Make sure that you do not forget where you started. And you're going to do 6 decreases, and I will meet you right here. Okay, now that I have my 6 decreases, I'm going to go ahead and take out my stitch marker, and I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch right here. Just in that one. There we go. I'm going to chain 1 to secure it, and then we're going to leave off a little bit of tail. Okay. Now at this point, you can go ahead and stuff it more, but you can also wait until after you sew it. And I'm going to show you how to make it so that this doesn't really show like that. So go ahead and get your darning needle ready. Now you're going to go, I go down in the middle of each loop, right? So I go down, oops, and then up. And I'm going to do this all the way around. And give it a nice pull, nice and tight. And I'm going to secure it with a little knot right here around one of these loops. Pull it nice and tight, right? And then you're going to take this string and you're going to poke it right down in the middle right here. And I go all the way down to the center. Oops, the very center, right there. And then when you give that a nice little tug, see? Okay, now I would stuff that a little bit more. Don't cut this off, leave that, because you're going to use it for the other side so that you can tie them together. And you can plump this up now if you wanted to. Make sure you don't get actually too much in there because you still have to crochet on this side. Okay, so now we're going to work on the left side, and we are going to insert our hook into the first crochet right there, and then we're going to grab our yarn and we're going to pull it through, and then chain 1, and you're going to single crochet all the way around. This is 11, and that's how we make 12, is because of the chain 1 that was in the center. So I am carrying this yarn all the way through, less sewing in the end. So I'll go ahead and meet you when we get to this chain 1 right here. Okay, so you've single crocheted 11. Now you're going to look down at your heart and you see this loop right here. This is the chain 1. So we're going to insert our hook right into that and do another single crochet. And then going directly into this first single crochet, we're not going to slip stitch, we're going to work in the spiral again. So we're going to single crochet and we're going to do one more round. So go ahead and do 2 and then marker stitch because you don't want to get mixed up. Okay. And then this is 12 single crochets. You're going to end where the stitch marker is. Psych, I lied. Actually, when you get to the side right here, so I've only crocheted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I am going to add my keychain, and it's pretty easy. I have learned not to add that second loop that's on there because I feel like that could definitely cut the string. So I just go like this and I go through that and then do my single crochet as if that was a piece of yarn. See? So I'm going to do 1 and then I'm going to go through it again on the next one. And 2 is probably good, but I like to do 3 of them because I feel like it's just extra secure. So that is how we attach that. And at this point, when you reach the end, it might be a good time to finish stuffing. Because, oh, actually, since this string is right here, I'm actually going to put this on my needle and poke it all the way through with the other one. Get it all the way through to the very center. So now I have 2 holes, or 2 strings coming out of there. Okay. And like I said, it'd be a good idea to finish stuffing this right now. You can still stuff it at the end of the next round. And I will actually show you how I do it because I think it's pretty clever. So at this point you are going to single crochet, or I'm sorry, you're going to do your round of decreases. So 6 decreases. Oh, you know what? I didn't get that whole thing. Here we go. Okay, so go ahead and do your 6 decreases around and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so once you have your 6 decreases, you're basically going to go and do the same thing you did last time, and you're going to do your slip stitch into the next stitch right here. Chain 1 to secure it. Give it a nice little snip, little tail for sewing. And then right here is where I will take some stuffing. Not too much. Not too much at a time. And I'll put it right here at the top. But instead of like stretching it out with my finger, I'm going to take a pencil and just shove it in there because it's like perfect size for that. So if you have a pencil, use the eraser. This is how I suggest doing it. It's pretty easy. I feel like it just makes it so much easier. So I guess I should have said you needed a pencil. Sorry guys, but I'm sure most everybody has a pen or a pencil somewhere. So let's go ahead and close this. So again, you're just going up and down through the stitches all the way around. Okay, so go ahead and cinch that closed tight. Do just a little knot right below it, right there. Okay. I'm gonna poke it right down in there, straight through the center. Okay, now you're gonna take this and you're gonna tie a knot out of all three of these. I'm gonna tie 2 knots. Now I like to have these all the same length when I put them back in. So I'm just gonna get all these on my needle real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna poke this puppy right back through that hole because I need to get that knot through there. Now I'm not gonna go too far. I'm just gonna come out maybe right there. And you might have to give it a little pull to get it through there because we tied that thing super tight, remember? If you did. Okay, there we go. Oh man, the knot came through. Okay, see, that's what happens sometimes when you pull really hard. So I'm just gonna go right back into that hole, get the knot back in there. Okay, there we go. Give this a little snippy snip. And look at that. We have a heart keychain. What do you think? I mean, I don't think it's too bad. I like the pattern. I like that it's all one piece. I did not like having to do 2 little circles and then put them all together. I was not about all that. So I am all about the no-sew aspect of things. So I will try to find things and make them no-sew. And this is where I started. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think about it. If yours came out looking like this, if you're going to turn it into a keychain or a catnip toy or whatever. So let me know. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.